What's up out there? Welcome to the Misery Gauntlet episode 1. So I started playing yesterday. I've got about 3 hours in right now, and I am still in Act 1. My goal is to just survive this and try to complete the campaign. I watched Zizern's videos. He's got a couple of different ones talking about different builds to use, different starting strategies and things like that. He said he's got a whole video on how to beat Hillock. I didn't think the Hillock fight was that bad, and honestly, this whole thing has not been that bad. I don't know if I can see I guess I can't. There's some significant buffs to the enemies in here. I don't remember, like they do extra chaos damage or something. There's just tons of extra things on top of normal. So I spent a lot of time on the coast here before I went over to the tidal island and beat that. And then I moved up into the mud flats, worked my way around there, cleared the feeded pool out. There's that necromancer back in there. He kept reviving everything before I could get him killed. I had to go back to town. I dropped a portal off, went over to the portal, went back to town, got my potions all filled back up, and then went in and beat him. That took a minute. So I've been really going kind of slow. The submerged passive was actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The ledge wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. The climb wasn't bad. The prison, I need to get down to the warden and kill him. I think he might be a strong contender of a reason why I could die. But I haven't died yet. I've made it all the way up to here. My goal with this whole thing, because this is like just stupid, crazy gauntlet, is to just get through the campaign. Now, what I'm working on is, nope. Oh, I'm pressing way too many buttons. This, and this. So what I'm working on is a Bone Shatter build, but now I worked on that Perforate build and I got that into Axe and Shield. And as I'm playing this, some of the things, one of the things that I really love about this game is that you can kind of just combine things together, you know what I mean? And as you learn something over here and something over there, you can combine those two together and make a little better something as you're going. If I was to truly play this Bone Shatter build the way it's supposed to go, I would path down into here for two-handed weapons and then start taking, I don't know, we go down this way here, I think to Harvester of Foes maybe. I don't remember how all the passive tree goes, but digging into the knowledge that I got from working on that Perforate build, which I am running Perforate right now with Chance to Bleed. I don't have another socket on here, but I'm running that with Ancestral Protector. I got Ruthless Support just sitting there in case I get a third socket. And then, Chance to Bleed's built hanging off that Reckoning. But what I'm getting at with the, and that Muns over Funds has been going bananas. Every time I turn around, they're like the first into whatever. But what I'm getting at is I learned with the Axe and Shield combination, I could put Reckoning on, which Reckoning performs a swift counterattack when you block with your shield. So I'm supposed to be going into two-handed weapons for Bone Shatter, but Bone Shatter is quite a ways down the road, and when you transition into Bone Shatter, you take a deficit. Like you go from a skill that you've built up to level 10 or 15 or whatever it is by the time you get there to a skill that's level 1. So you really have to start over and rework things. What I've learned is that if I let this sit with the shield on for a while and maybe skip these two-handed nodes, which this would give me, this is all two-handed stuff, so there's no real benefit. Like there's not even, this node would give me 5% reduced enemy stun threshold, which would be good. That's not tied to the two-handed stuff. But basically I came down through here. I think the original build goes down this way and then respecs over to here. And I thought that's stupid. I don't want to respec points. So I basically came down this way, picked up Warrior's Blood, Heart of the Warrior, and Born to Fight. Everything in here is attack speed, strength, increased damage, max life, stuff like that. And picked up more strength. Like I said, I'm supposed to go into this section here for two-handed weapons and stuff like that. I am not going to do that at the moment. I've been looking more towards armor. I've got some currency built up in here. Like I've actually turned items. I've used like transmutes whenever I could to take something and make it into a magic item. I think I've got everything that's all magic. I don't have any normal. This is normal. We could bump that up. So it's given me a little bit of extra. So I've got increased mana regen plus cold res. Here's one with cold res. Because of where I'm going to fight Mervale, we're going to need cold res. Stuff like that. Increased mana regen. So I've been trying to make sure that everything's got magic or above, rare. I don't think I've found any uniques yet. I don't have any uniques. But I've been trying to get just kind of geared up, go redo some of these areas. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Do I want to redo the prison yet? I guess so. I guess we'll go into the prison here. So pretty much what I'm doing, I've got a few things that I'm working on in the background. I am trying to level up skill gems. Some of those support gems in the background. I know I can't equip them yet, but eventually I will be able to. But I'm also trying to keep in mind that if I die, I lose all that. I think my inventory, my stash space stays there. So I think I'm good there. It's just, I've been taking some of this stuff off and trading it too. Oh, probably don't want to do that. I think somebody died. I was glancing through Reddit earlier today and I saw somebody die to that. But I got this Ancestral Protector. I'll drop that thing off, let it go beat some stuff up. Or basically use it for a distraction. I've been saving all the gemstones that I've been getting. I've been saving, all the currency. I've been trying to just collect stuff and trade stuff off. Some of this I'm not bothering with because it's kind of not... At first, it was important to just have currency of any kind. Now I'm starting to slightly build stuff up. I'm a little bit geared. I'm actually starting to I'm starting to build up a pile of gear. I'm building up enough gear that I can actually equip. So if I do die, then I have enough for a subsequent character. So here's the cool thing. If I let this... See how these guys are taking damage? That's that reckoning. They come in and get hit. And so I don't want to give that up and go to a two-handed weapon and lose some of that, if you want to call it a little bit of a offensive layer in some ways. So yeah, they're going to hit me and do whatever, but I don't care because they take damage. So I don't want to give that up. Now, does that mean I might want to stick with shield for a while and take some shield passives. I'm not sure. And then respec once I get into the mapping section. I'm not sure. I'm playing this a little bit differently. Like, this is not how I would play normal. The normal game, I would just try and go die or whatever, but you can't die here. You have to start over. And that kind of got me to thinking about, how would I approach hardcore differently? As I'm playing this, I'm thinking, all right, this is going to take a different approach. I need to do different things. How would I go about that? I kind of considered starting off maybe a ranged character just to have somebody go and do ranged stuff. I did try ethereal knives on this build for a little while. I did not care for that. You know what? I'll take that just to have an extra one. Ethereal knives didn't do much damage, but it was easy to equip, like when I could equip it. And it was killing ranged. I could kill stuff at range, but it just did so little damage. I got rid of it. And I came over to this. I'd like to get Sunder on here. I want to try Sunder at some point. I do like Sunder. I like a lot of these melee skills, and I'm going to give a few of these a try just to see how they go. Like, I like Perforate a lot through the campaign. I'm not really getting it where I'd like to see it in the mapping section, but I do like Perforate in the campaign. I think it does good. You tie it in with Bleed, you let this thing go, and if a Bleed kicks off, you do decent damage. Is any of this stuff good? Leather belt. Yeah, there we go. I don't think I want any of the rest of that. Where'd this guy go? Oh, he's dead. So basically this is what I'm doing. I'm just kind of coming into a level or an area and leveling up a little bit, gearing up, trying to find as much gear as possible, trying to store as much gear as possible in case I die, and getting some extra stuff here and there. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Taking it super slow. I'm not in a hurry to get anywhere. This is the first time I've played hardcore, and I really have no idea what to expect out of it. And this is supposed to be just incredibly difficult. Like, they've made this super hardcore difficult. So taking my time is not a problem. And we got another level. Grabbing amulets and rings and stuff. Just hanging on to some bases and everything. Where is the exit at? We're pretty close. We can get out of here. So everything is going really well. And I would also say that this Reckoning, it's performs a counterattack when you block. So I think that even counts when they do something magical. So even if you get hit with like a lightning, a something ranged magical spell or a arrow or a bolt or something like that, I think that all counts too. So I think that's really good to have right now. I don't want portal. I want that. Is this any better? No. But it's something I can throw into my stuff in here. So I've got some extra shields. It's going to be hell trying to clean all this out, because this is all garbage gear. But I figure if I have this stuff piled up and ready to go, we've got some gems built up. I don't know if any of these are going to be used for anything, but like I've got some level 1, 2, 3 gems. I can always swap out to something else. I can do faster attacks, but I don't have the sockets for it, and I don't think I have any currency to do sockets. I can do links, but I can't do sockets. I've been saving up all the stuff you can get with chromes, or saving up the items to sell for chromes. So doing fairly well. All considered, I think this is going extremely well. Now I need to figure out where I need to go. I think I need to go down this way, but like it wouldn't be a bad idea to probably take fortification, come down through here, pick up fortification. So what I may do as I level up is, instead of leveling this up for Bone Shatter two-handed axe, I may go into fortification, shield kind of stuff, and just play very safe to get through the campaign. My only goal with this whole thing is to just get through the campaign. That's all I want to do. It's 10 days. So that's like 1 act per day if I can do it. The thing that I don't know is what happens when I die. So if I have to die and restart, that's going to be a significant setback. I'll have gear and currency and stuff built up in here, and I'll have the ability to go buy some new gems and stuff like that. Or, I could swap some of this stuff out and like, maybe take this off and throw that in there. And then I've got some extra flasks and stuff built up, which is great. This is all cool. Once I start a new character, I got to go past Hillock and all that. And then I get in here and kind of redo things. And, then I can start moving around. But, I can also portal over to these other places. The downside is, how much do you have? What I'm trying to figure out in my mind is, how much do you have to redo? Like, I spent a lot of time going through these opening areas with a really low level character. But now I'm starting with a little better gear. On the normal game mode, you keep your character. You don't die and have to restart. With hardcore, you die and start with a brand new, fresh level 1 character that kills Hillock, gets to level 2, and then starts over and comes back through. I don't know how that dynamic works yet. You know what I mean? Because even with like regular mode, when non-hardcore, let's say that, you have a character that can go all the way into mapping. You can die as many times as you want. It doesn't matter. You can start as many other characters as you want, and you start with new gear, and you can just keep leveling up from there. With hardcore, when you die, you start from ground zero, and you have to level back up again. The leveling is not necessarily going to be difficult. The gearing, I'll have gear, you know what I mean? I'll have all that, but I don't have that whole thing fleshed out, how it would work in my mind. I kind of thought about maybe starting another 1 or 2 characters, just getting them past Hillock and into this area so I could be ready to just go. Because one of the things that I think I'm going to feel mentally is, if I die, I'll feel defeated and not wanting to continue. So I thought if I started another character now, I would just have one ready to go. Or I would want to take a long break, be like, damn, and then stop. And I've been watching the death toll. You watch people die on the ladder. They're level 50, 60, whatever they're at now. And, yesterday it was only level 30 or 40, but I'm like, dude, that's got to suck. Now you got to start all over. Yeah, you've got better gear or access to more currency and better gear, and you just kind of iterate as you go. But oh my God, that's got to be a blow to have to just restart. Mentally, it's a hit. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to think that through and how I'm going to approach that, because that's like a failure and then you got to start over. The cool thing is you get these portal points where you can just go to. That's fine. But yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a hit. So I guess at this point, this is axes. You know what? We'll go over to here because then we'll get damage with axes. I think what I'll do is I'll go through here and then I'll come down here for the life nodes. We'll go that way. And then I think we'll try to pick up Fortify. I think that's what I'm going to do. I may just make this build up as I go, cherry picking certain things from certain builds. Like I talked about, my perforate build using basically the lacerate gearing method of axe and shield. I think I may go with that for a while and stay away from the two-handed stuff just to see how things go. We could certainly start off another character that is two-handed axes and build that way as well, and then have a hot swap character going. I don't know. I'm kind of just spitballing ideas right now. Hardcore is a very different feeling, and like you have to approach things completely different. It's very cool to have 2 leagues under my belt, have some SSF under my belt, and trying a bunch of different builds. Like I don't feel like that my attempt at perforate's a waste of time because I now have, some thoughts into how this goes, and it's making me think about how I want to play hardcore a lot better. So, more experience is more better, you know what I mean? So I'm really liking this experience. I like the idea of hardcore. I don't know that I would do this a lot, but this is definitely helping me learn more of the game and just a different experience, a different avenue for learning, if that makes sense. So anyway, this is day 2, where I'm on Saturday. I'll be playing today. Hopefully I'll have an update video out tomorrow afternoon, evening, something like that. I don't know. We'll see how things go. But I'm going to try to do daily videos, try to get those out as I go, and we'll see where things end up. So anyway, that will do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.